Scoop. The Scoop. The Scoop. Covering the Sarasota County area news with opinions and passion. This is The Scoop.
You're not going to know about it because DePino didn't think it was important enough to inform you. She has essentially turned this into a de facto homeless shelter, folks. I saw primarily a bunch of homeless people in there.
The Scoop. The Scoop. Sponsored by philsgang.com. Only $49.95 a month.
Hey everybody, this is Frankie and we are back with the Saturday show. But first, I wanted to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Dominic's Blinds and Decor. For more information on Dominic's Blinds and Decor, give them a call today at 941-922-2345. That's 941-922-2345. Or check them out at dominicsblinds.com and tell them Phil Grandy with Phil's Gang sent you. As I said, guys, we're back. This is Frankie. It's Saturday, the 16th of August, and it's the first day of early voting. I'm just wondering, is everybody as excited as I am? This is it. This is the runoff election. This runoff is going to have minimum voters out there, and it's going to decide who's going to win some county seats. It's going to decide who's going to win the state rep seat for District 74 and other districts. And we're going to have Julio Gonzalez on to discuss that during the second and third segment. So we're excited about that. And also, I'm going to discuss some news. Today, I'm bringing up the NPPD and their double standard on sexual predators. And then if we had time, we're going to cover 2050 and the red light boondoggle that's bringing in this cash cow for the city of Sarasota. So let's get started with the NPPD and their double standard. Look, sexual predators, they had this huge bust. I'm not a fan of them. I put it out all the time whenever they relocate. I have two lovely daughters, and I think we need to be a lot more harder on them. They went out. It was a project called the, here it is. They went out and conducted this raid on several individuals. These are heinous sex crime individuals with the intent of going out and trying to have sex with a child. Heinous, I say. They take online offers from children, hoping to have sex. Their computers are libraries of pornography. Some decide to expose or relive themselves in public. It's sickening. I went out and conducted a search with the help of Wendy Rose, the spokesperson for the Sarasota County. She found out that there's about 466 sexual offenders in the county. Sexual deviants. With more coming daily. I just got 2 daily reminders just before coming on air. But remember, the 11 that were arrested in the sexting that I'm going to talk about, Operation Guardian Angel, were not on this list. There's 85 in Venice, 80 in Northport, 266 sexual offenders right here in Sarasota. So the Northport Police Department, they did a good thing. With the cooperation of the Central Florida Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. They went out there and held a week-long sting called Operation Guardian Angel. This is a great thing. This is a good thing. The operation ended with the arrest of 11 people, and they're all facing charges of lewd and lascivious battery. They were attempting to have sexual favors with kids from the ages of 12 to 15. Using their computer to seduce them, using it to try to solicit their sex from them. So great job to the MPD, right? All these people, they responded to an internet ads or social media postings that were put out there. You had Tawana Holmes. She drove from Sarasota down to Northport to have sex with a 14-year-old boy for $400. And here's the kicker. Her mom tried to set it up. Then you had such greats as that correctional officer. He tried to have sex with a 14-year-old. Or the individual from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, Jason Bruno. He tried to have sex with a 14-year-old girl. But I'm left sitting here, folks. I'm left sitting here wondering how the Officer Rice with the MPPD can admit to kissing a 16-year-old on 2 separate occasions. Yet he's not considered a sexual deviant. He's given a 30-day suspension. How is this? This is the officer that I covered last week. This is a child that was in the Explorer program that Rice was supervising. Yet he only gets a 30-day suspension. I'm not sure if it was a paid or unpaid, but But I have a great deal of issues, a great deal of concern with this. The news of this came out a day or two prior to this operation. Does anybody see a problem with this besides me? Am I the only one looking and saying, what the heck is going on here? Is there a double standard? This issue exemplifies, folks, why my conversation last week on the show is so important. Until the police departments take a stronger stance against the men and women out there in blue, they will continue to commit egregious crimes. And it's got to come to a stop. Some of the people arrested last week went through with the intent to have sex with the kids. The Officer Rice, admittedly kissed a 16-year-old 4 times. To me, that tells me he wanted to do it, just like the people that were arrested last week. They wanted to have sex with those kids. The difference is, this officer went a step further, kissing the 16-year-old 4 times on 2 occasions. I said, folks, 4 times, 2 occasions. Do we need to get tougher with our laws? All too often I see sexual offenders out there walking in just a couple months. They'll get busted, and 2-3 months later they're out, and we're getting the updates of where they're living at. Why? Why is this happening? I know we have the tougher laws out there. We have the Adam Walsh Child Protection Act. It requires them to register. I'm wondering why this officer down at the NPPD only got a 30-day suspension if we got these tough laws. Imagine this. Imagine me going out there, being seen. He was seen by a 17-year-old, a 20-year-old in one of these occasions. These 2 individuals saw him. They witnessed it. Yet this guy only gets a 30-day suspension. We need to hold our officers to a higher standard. And I don't care if they're an officer. I don't care if they're Frank Abbruzzino. I don't care who they are. A 32-year-old person should not be making out with a 16-year-old. Unfortunately, as I said last week, the social media on the scoop pages started attacking this young lady, saying probably she's aggressive because he's an officer and he can do no wrong. Now, there are tougher laws here. Some of the counties have hardened sex offender laws even further. Many have the signs put outside of their house saying sexual offender in here. They notify the public. But what's the one thing missing here, folks? Do you remember when I was talking about the penal and her whole accreditation issue? What's the one thing that she wasn't doing? One of 16 things. She was not putting out a notification of sexual offenders. She was not notifying the public when sexual offenders were released. Why in God's name? What is wrong with the Sarasota Police Department? What is wrong with the Northport Police Department? How come these guys aren't more aggressive? And then again, why such a soft disciplinary action against their boys in blue? He said, hey, we're having the Venice Police Department check it out. Do you think the Venice Police Department is going to look at them in the harshest way possible? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to look at the boys in blue. Look, unfortunately, sex crimes are not going to end. Offenders will find themselves on the streets after prison. They will be advertised as scum through a registry or sign in front of their house or me posting on the scoop. The registry offers us a chance to know where they are, but it is that end of it. We believe law enforcement and public officials must address these issues. They must take a tougher stance with their own people when they go out and commit such egregious crimes. What do you say? All right, folks, we got an excellent guest coming up. Julio Gonzalez. He's a state rep for District 72. He's running for it against Richard D. Napoli. We're going to talk to him. I'm going to ask him a little bit about his contribution to Wasserman. She's a bit liberal. Why'd he do it? We're going to see what his stance is on Obamacare, about the expansion of Medicaid in Florida, and much more. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited about that interview, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks.
I feel Grandia Phil's gang, every time you remodel something, a house, a condo, what a pain in the neck. The reason it's pain in the neck, you can't get anybody to work. It's tough. They always delay you. They don't show up. But that was not my experience with Dominic's Blinds and Decor. We needed to get some shades and we needed to get some shutters. And it was so pleasant dealing with Dominic's Blinds and Shutters. 922-2345. 922-2345. Check them out. Dominic's Blinds and Shutters. They do what they say they're going to do.
There is only one talk show host, Phil Grandy, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Phil Grandy is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. For over a decade, Phil Grandy and philsgang.com has been committed to help our members reach their financial investing goals. We love to hear from our satisfied customers.
You know, it's like a godsend for me right now.
I've only been a member since the last 30 days, and what I've seen here just blows me away.
I'm about $13,164 for the year. You guys are right on the money.
If you want to make profits in the stock market, check out philsgang.com. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Are you looking to put extra cash in your pocket? Or maybe you're looking to invest for the long term to secure your financial future? With philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell, you get complete guidance in your investments.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I want to share with you one of the programs, one of our most exciting programs with a time horizon of investing between 2 days and 2 weeks. Recently, I purchased AUI, a gold mining stocks, and also Starbucks. Starbucks, we were in that stock for 6 days, and we made a return of 8% on our money. Our gold AUI, we're in that stock for about 2 weeks with a little more than 4% return. This is a great way for you to learn. My money's in that same stock, and you can just follow me. You can feel comfortable because all you know is I'm right there, right with you. I am guiding you. I am coaching you.
Become a more educated and profitable investor. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
What makes investors around the world successful? They're savvy, they do their homework, they look for the best value, and they find it at Interactive Brokers. Phil's Gang chooses Interactive Brokers, stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and worldwide from one account. I recommend Interactive Brokers to all my Phil's Gang members. I use it myself. Check them out. Go to philsgang.com and click on the Interactive Brokers graphic, and that's philsgang.com.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Frankie, and I am back. Thanks to philsgang.com for sponsoring me. I am here today with Julio Gonzalez. Julio, how are you?
Hello, Frankie. How are you?
Great. Are you pumped and ready to go for the elections, which I think the early voting begins today, right?
It actually begins this Saturday.
Okay.
I am very excited.
All right. Well, let me ask. I wanted to ask you some questions. We got a limited amount of time. And first, I'm just going to make a statement on just some of my concerns that I have with Dina Pully and possibly just one or two with you. They're easy ones. You can address them, and then we'll ask you some questions about Medicaid and everything else. On character, I think basically I see it, you both have the same values. You're both Republicans. You basically have the same values, which has you running as Republicans, obviously. It comes down to character and knowledge of your constituents' needs. On character, I'm a little concerned about Dina Pully representing himself as a vet. I'm a veteran. You're a veteran. And as a vet of the United States Navy, this is a concern for me. I saw his commercial where he was upset because you called him out on it, where he basically got injured in boot camp, but he was trying to pull it off as though he was I think a Marine veteran or something. To me, when they're in boot camp, they're Ricky recruits. When I was in boot camp, I was a Ricky recruit, and I was not a sailor until I graduated. And I think most of us veterans see it that way. I can tell you that in no way do I think he officially was in the military unless he graduated from boot camp. But I do think it's admirable what he went through. Now, his local knowledge, I'm a little concerned about his carpetbagger. He's a lot like Doug Hoder. He's a carpetbagger. He moved here. He's been here a year. He doesn't really understand the area or the locals. However, here, and this drops into my concern that a little bit I have with you, Julio, but I think you're more experienced. You've been here 10 years. I don't know if I want you to tell me, are you the kind of guy that I will find in the OVP drinking a beer and smoking a cigar? Or are you the kind of guy I'm going to see it out at the Venice Yacht Club? And so I want to make sure that I think you have the better knowledge of the area and the better knowledge of the residents. I just don't know if you have that down and gritty knowledge, but I do think you're a better candidate in that regard. How do you respond to that?
Well, you're going to see me at the beach. You're going to see me out on one of the Freedom Boat Club boats on a weekend. So hopefully that'll happen soon. I used to enjoy going to sports bars and watching Saturday college football and on Sundays NFL. And I go with my wife. I was a football widower because my wife was even a bigger football fan than I was. And I use it in past tense because obviously law school took me out of that loop. But I'm looking forward to going back to doing the things that I enjoy doing and enjoying life again a little bit as I stand up to serve my community.
All right. And do you think you have that knowledge, that inner knowledge? Because I tell you what, I do these scoop pages, and I get people constantly writing me, where they need money, they're running out of money, they need help, they need assistance, they can't find jobs. And I felt Hoder was out of touch with that. Right. You know, he lived up in the Oaks, and he lived a good life. I don't think he understood what it's really like for the average person in Venice, Northport, Inglewood, Osprey. Well,
let me tell you, my whole life has been a struggle. My parents, came here from another country. They started from scratch. They never made it big. They were always, solidly middle-class individuals, but never attained an incredible amount of wealth. In my case, I took my military position in essence to help my parents and make sure that my parents didn't have to pay for my medical school. And it's been a struggle ever since. My wife and I are by no means wealthy of it in any way, and we struggle like everybody else, trying to get our kids through school and trying to pay the bills. And I have the added burden of trying to pay the bills of my office to try to keep my employees employed. I'm very loyal to them. So yeah, I've seen those struggles, and I'm living that struggle even still. This is an incredible sacrifice, and it's going to be tough on me financially, and it'll be tough on me and my family emotionally and in terms of the time constraints. But it's the right thing to do, and it's the right thing to do because I think that people who are not of that background that you're describing, and people who have not spent their adult lives serving as politicians in some sort of capacity, need to stand up and deliver their experience to whatever public service capacity it may be. In my case, I think I'm uniquely suited to serve in the legislature, and that's what I'm doing. And so in terms of being able to relate to that struggle, yeah, I'm in the middle of it.
All right, great.
So I fully understand.
Well, let me ask you this. On to some of the political stuff. What will you, well, that was political somewhat, but what will you do to try to grow the middle class of Florida, the middle class of our District 74, and to try to help the small business owners so they can grow and put out more jobs for these individuals?
Sure. I think the most important, there are two things that we really need to do in the short term that are crucial. One is we need to diminish the administrative grind and the administrative drain to get a business started and to keep a business running. For me, it's been horrible. It's been I'm probably one of the most highly regulated business groups of all the industries in medicine. I'm sure that there's a lot of others like me, and essentially what I'm seeing out there by shaking hands and talking with people and listening to their struggles is I'm hearing that everybody is. This is not a problem that's unique to medicine. I'm hearing that everybody's having just as difficult a time just complying with all these standards, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for somebody to come up with a great idea like building an incredible website with an incredible following and taking it to market and succeeding. And I think that's what makes our country great, and I think that's what makes the opportunities flow into our district. The other one is taxes. I think we need to lower taxes. I think the bigger the economic drain on an individual who wants to start a business, the more difficult it is.
You know, we only got a few seconds left in this segment, so let me ask you something that's you could probably address real quick. Wasserman Schultz,
Yes.
Explain that. Are you liberal for giving her money, or were you just working on behalf of your medical, the medical arena, trying to get some legislation pushed
I was
through?
working on behalf of my patients. We closed down our office. We traveled to Washington, D.C. It was a bipartisan group. I took my wife with me just to have the opportunity to talk to her about the rigors and the horrors of what could potentially happen if the Democrats continued in their track. The Democrats had control of the House, so there was really no choice but to engage them if we wanted to have any chance at passing any legislation or stopping the legislation.
All right, Doc, we have to take a hard break, but we'll be back, and we're going to talk a little bit about Medicaid and Common Core when we come back. We'll be back in a few.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Green at Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Investors who want to maximize their opportunities and minimize their losses, turn to philsgang.com. Beginner or seasoned investor, philsgang.com is where you learn to invest using professional-level skills and strategies, regardless of your experience and investing goals.
Been a member for about a year, and this year I'm up around 60% on my portfolio.
I'm a new gang member. I'm up like 15% in 3 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving my confidence back in trading.
For only $49.95 a month, you will have access to all Phil's Gang programs, special alerts, the daily investing class, and all material is archived. So why don't you take care of your financial opportunities with philsgang.com? Operators are standing by. Simply call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com today. Listen to what people say about philsgang.com.
You know, I'd listened to you on the radio, and I thought, oh, I love his sense of humor. He can make trading fun. I guess this is the guy I'm going to learn to chart with. So Phil's Gang, Phil, I have learned so much. It is absolutely incredible.
For a successful investing plan for any time frame, from current income to your retirement security, philsgang.com puts you on the path to making profits in the stock market.
You make it so simple if they can really grasp what you're trying to get through to them.
Only philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell teach you, coach you, and guide you to investing confidence.
Being a gang member, and you're showing us how to trade in any market, which gives you such a feeling of confidence.
Why pay an outrageous fee for a one-time weekend investing class when philsgang.com provides daily investing webinars, alerts, and investing advice for only $49.95 a month, and all material is archived. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grandy, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Phil Grandy is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Green of Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
What makes investors around the world successful? They're savvy, they do their homework, they look for the best value, and they find it at Interactive Brokers. Phil's Gang chooses Interactive Brokers, stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and worldwide from one account. I recommend Interactive Brokers to all my Phil's Gang members. I use it myself. Check them out. Go to philsgang.com and click on the Interactive Brokers graphic, and that's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Scoop on Sarasota County, and this is Frankie, and we're going to continue our talk with Julio Gonzalez. So, Julio, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Now, let's get started on Medicaid. Let's talk a little Obamacare and Medicaid. Obamacare, I think I put out once that I was a little concerned. I wasn't sure based upon what I was reading out there if you were for it. And I'm in the medical industry, and I thought, there's no way he's for Obamacare because all my doctors are being hurt by it. So I wanted just a quick what your thoughts are on Obamacare, what your stance is, and then on the Medicaid expansion, which I think is going to cost Florida an extra $51 billion, that's the federal money that's going to be provided for it to help the poor, millions of poor Floridians, many of which live in your district. So if you could expand on those two issues.
Well, Obamacare, I'm solidly against it. Part of the reason why I ended up being here running for office is because I actually wrote a book against Obamacare in 2009 and ended up being the go-to person in the medical field in Florida to speak against Obamacare. And yeah, that really changed my life, and it's probably the single biggest reason why the road ended up taking me here. Medicaid expansion, look, I think we need to do everything we can to allow individuals with needs and individuals with disabilities to access the care they need. Problem with Medicaid right now is that it is run in such a way that even if they have the product, even if they're eligible to participate in the program, they're not getting access. They're only getting access to emergency care. They're not getting access to elective care, and that's a big problem because then things escalate, they get out of control, and the care ends up being more expensive. So I was against Medicaid expansion because it did nothing to improve the access of the people who were eligible. What I want to do is I want to revamp the program, look at the program, study it carefully, and see what we can do to improve the care of those who participate. And then and only then can we consider expanding it, if at all, because then it would make sense. But giving more people access to a program that doesn't provide the care they need made absolutely no sense to me at all.
All right, well, let me ask you this, too. Scott, our governor, he closed the state office of drug control to try to save about $500,000 a year. It's been criticized as a fledgling prescription drug monitoring database. It's a waste of money and stuff. And I'm just wondering, what's your overall stance on that? What's your overall stance on the prescription drug? I don't know if it's a legislation that just came in a week or two, making it more difficult, it seems like, for doctors to write the prescriptions, where the pharmacy can either agree and cut it off. I think that's how it goes, isn't it?
I'm having a really hard time. I'm really having a difficult time giving folks. Let's just take a step back. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I do surgery. I treat pain. Pain is something that my patients deal with before and after surgery. And it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to just write a script, give it to the patient, and have the patient take it and get the relief that they need. I think it was necessary. We had a real big pill mill problem, particularly in parts of Sarasota County and parts of Dade County, where some of the biggest offenders were taking place. Unfortunately, like many things that the legislature does, the pendulum swings way too far on the other side and hampers all the folks who are law-abiding and in need. So, I think it was necessary for something to be done. I think at this point, it's probably become more of a hamper than it is beneficial. So I think we need to really tailor down those laws to make it more easy for physicians who are trying to take care of appropriate patients to work that system.
Okay. Let's hop over to education, which is a concern for me. Common Core. I'm now against Common Core. Now, Scott came out and he said, okay, we're going to do something about this. We're going to go back to what we call the Florida Standard, which is basically Common Core dressed up. They just changed it. I think there's calculus a little different. I forget the two little differences, the nuances there, but It's the same thing, and he was just appeasing his constituents. The Republican Party. What are your thoughts on Common Core, or I guess the Florida Standard?
I'm very concerned about Common Core. I think, obviously we need to push the kids and we need to push our educational system to create the best, most educated young adults out there and ready to participate in the workplace, unquestionably. And sometimes that means maintaining standards. And I would think that places where you would maintain some standards, the standards can be in mathematics, science, reading, things that are objectively testable. But once you start handing to the federal government the ability to provide guidelines on how to teach civics, how to teach literature, how to teach ethics, how to teach arts, I think there you're really getting into big trouble. The other problem that I have is taking away the decision-making from the parents. In my opinion, everything that I do in the legislature and everything that I do and anything that has to do with policy, my goal will be to try to keep the decision-making as close to as possible to the ground. And Common Core doesn't do that. It takes it away from the parents, and I'm very concerned about that, particularly since the subject of these laws are our kids, and that's our country's future.
Right, and I'm glad of your stance there. Now, let me ask you another thing that concerns me, and I think on my daily show that I do, I was going on a rant. The fact that Scott went ahead and approved this legislation that allows illegals basically to get money, get into college, and get the Florida state rate. And my biggest concern is that it'll knock citizens of the United States, citizens of Florida, residents of Florida, out of the chase if it's between them and this illegal and you have the same qualifications. What's your stance on that and your overall feelings for it, your view on it?
First, we have to seal the border. Unquestionably, that's the first step. We have to make sure that we control the bleeding. It's as simple as following a medical algorithm. If your patient is dying, the first thing you do is you make sure you secure that airway, next to breathing, and then bleeding. So in our case, we're having an incredible hemorrhage of people into our country, and it's causing essentially a crisis. So, number one, let's accept the fact that we've been negligent in securing our border, and let's get that done. Secondly, as far as the people who are inside our country, no, I think I think providing them benefits and services that are very valuable and very precious, and some of our, homeborn and homegrown Americans are having trouble getting themselves. I think it's dishonest, and it is an unfair way of rewarding people who essentially broke the rule to get here. Now, I understand that there's going to be problems either way as you try to come forward to solve the issues that come from our negligence in securing our border. But I think absolutely the wrong thing to do is to reward them at the expense of our citizens.
Okay, now we only have about 2 minutes left. What makes you a better candidate compared to your competitor, Richard DiNapoli?
I'm the only candidate who's been here for 10 years. And it's interesting, Frankie, because I never thought that would be the issue. When I raised my hand to run for office, it was the day after Obama got reelected. I was appalled by his reelection, and I thought that this country was going to be in serious trouble, as it has been, because of his reelection. And I thought one of the major reasons was because people who are from each community are not standing up to serve. And they're scared. They're scared of the smear campaigns that they're going to go through. They're scared of having their lives exposed. But as I told my wife, I said, look, if we continue to be scared, then what are we going to be left with in the legislatures and the people leading our country? So the correct answer was to stand up. Problem was that from nowhere, someone from the outside, came in and decided to run. And so all of a sudden, the issue becomes the fact that I'm from here, and that seems to be the most important thing in my mind. Additionally, I'm the only veteran. I'm the only guy who served overseas. I'm a doctor. There's 2 doctors in the House out of 120 members, none in the House of Representatives. I went to law school just to train myself on how to understand these issues better, and I'm a small business owner. So even if you want to look at the qualifications that I have are better. But particularly when seen in the light of the fact that I'm the only guy who's been here in this community, devoted to this community for the past 10 years.
Well, I tell you what, your answers to a lot of these questions sold me on it. I do have the 2 concerns. I think doing that commercial about the whole vet issue and making the face towards your pitcher at the end destroyed him. But it's been great talking to you. We have to go. It's a hard break. I wish you the best of luck today out there for the early voting. It's Saturday. Everybody make it out there.
Thank you for giving me the honor of being with you.
Thanks.
I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. Every time you remodel something, a house, a condo, what a pain in the neck. The reason it's a pain in the neck, you can't get anybody to work. It's tough. They always delay you. They don't show up. But that was not my experience with Dominic's Blinds and Decor. We needed to get some shades and we needed to get some shutters. And it was so pleasant dealing with Dominic's Blinds and Shutters. 922-2345. 922-2345. Check them out. Dominic's Blinds and Shutters. They do what they say they're going to do.
There is only one talk show host, Phil Grandy, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Phil Grandy is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What makes investors around the world successful? They're savvy. They do their homework. They look for the best value, and they find it at Interactive Brokers. Phil's Gang chooses Interactive Brokers, stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and worldwide from one account. I recommend Interactive Brokers to all my Phil's Gang members. I use it myself. Check them out. Go to philsgang.com and click on the Interactive Brokers graphic, and that's philsgang.com.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Green at Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Are you looking to get back into the stock market? Are you ready to take control of your investments? Why not go to philsgang.com, where Phil Grandy teaches and provides complete investing information for those that want to learn to invest. Phil provides the daily market information, and you'll learn at your pace, when you want, where you want. And most importantly, all philsgang.com material is archived. Check out philsgang.com, philsgang.com, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Are you looking to put extra cash in your pocket? Or maybe you're looking to invest for the long term to secure your financial future? With philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell, you get complete guidance in your investments.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I want to share with you one of the programs, one of our most exciting programs with a time horizon of investing between 2 days and 2 weeks. Recently, I purchased AUI, a gold mining stocks, and also Starbucks. Starbucks, we were in that stock for 6 days, and we made a return of 8% on our money. Our gold AUI, we're in that stock for about 2 weeks with a little more than 4% return. This is a great way for you to learn. My money's in that same stock, and you can just follow me. You can feel comfortable because all you know is I'm right there, right with you. I am guiding you. I am coaching you.
Become a more educated and profitable investor. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Welcome back. This is Frankie with the Scoop on the County. That was a great interview with Julio, and we wish him the best of luck starting today with the right ends on the voting, or early voting, not the right ends. Now we're jumping over. We're jumping over to caution. Caution. Red light, camera ahead. The revenue boondoggle. You probably heard about it a little bit in the Herald, where the Sarasota County, or actually the city, is a little upset. They're $1.5 million short on the old revenue from the red light camera boondoggle. There's been recent decisions in Tallahassee, and that's what's caused the steep decline in revenue from these red light cameras in Sarasota, and they're contributing to the city's budget headaches. And Tom Barwin is feeling the ill. My question is why, though? Why is the city so reliant upon these cameras for revenue? Why are they betting on the misfortune of others? I tell you why. So that they can spend another $67,000 to put security in the Selbury Library, or the de facto homeless facility for the city. This is just icing on that lucrative revenue cake from the city's point of view, especially at $158 to $264 in fines. What do you think about that, folks? Also, the cameras work 24/7, 365 days a year. This is very much unlike the officers, and they don't require salaries. They don't require benefits. They don't require pension negotiations, just your occasional maintenance. But the city is still unhappy. They're unhappy with the revenue they're getting from these 20 cameras because of that $1.5 million shortfall in their budget projections. How are they going to pay for all their pet projects? Sue Chapman must be furious over this. And now they may have to reduce the city employee benefit funds or take some other approach to get back that revenue. You know what I think, folks? Well, let me tell you what I think on this one. I think there's a reason behind this. They're blaming the cameras. I think they just are using this as an excuse to cut the funds without taking too much political heat. What do you think? They want to go out there and cut the pensions of the city employees and blame it on this red light revenue. Look, I oppose the use of photographic devices to get out there and issue tickets under the guise of safety. All you need is the properly posted speed limits and properly installed traffic control devices. And then voila! There's no need for ticket cameras. I truly think these devices actually make the roads less safe. Who needs these Orwellian products? Let's call it what it really is. It's a revenue boondoggle for the city. And like a kid with a sweet tooth, they just want more. They can't get enough of it. Despite the claims of companies that sell these cameras, they provide the services, there's no independent verification that the photo enforcement devices reduce overall accidents, improve the flow of traffic. Call me crazy, but I don't get the ticket after running the light. Or I get the ticket after running the light. I get the ticket after the accident. I get the ticket after speeding. So how's it helping the safety? I tell you what, you need to look deeper. Did you know by privatizing this stuff how much these private companies are making? Yellow light durations when the traffic light engineers lengthen the yellow signal. It gives drivers more time to react to the signal change, which tends to reduce red light violations. Well, guess what? The producers of these services don't like that because it's cutting into their revenue. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Same with red light enforcement. Law enforcement agencies in different cities choose which of the violations to prioritize. And they do this in the name of public safety, including whether or not to ticket motorists who make a rolling stop rather than coming to that complete stop. How many times have you done that? When I lived in Italy, we didn't even have stop signs. I just kept going. The most problematic thing with these contracts is that they require the cities to share revenue with the camera vendors. And it's on a per-ticket basis or through other formulas such as a percentage of revenue. In other words, folks, the more tickets a camera system issues, the more profit the vendors collect. Conditional cost-neutral contracts also contain provisions that link the payments to a number of tickets issued. Although payments are capped, under these contracts, cities pay a monthly fee to camera vendors. What do you think about that? The privatization. It's a revenue boondoggle not only for the city, but for the service companies. And I'm concerned about this, as many of you should be. How about the issue with mailing tickets? Most governments using these ticket cameras send out tickets via first-class mail. There's no guarantee that the accused motorist will even receive the ticket, let alone understand or know how to respond. However, the government makes this assumption, and they love collecting the money. And they hope you're late, because when I told you that it was, $135, $158 for penalty for running the camera, running the light, it jumps up to $258 or $264 if you don't respond. So they mail it in the mail, and guess what? If you didn't get it, that's your problem. That is your problem. Typically, the photos taken by these cameras do not identify the drivers in the offending vehicle. It could be Joey down the street that I lent it to, but I'm the one getting the ticket. When red light cameras are used to make money for local governments, these governments are unlikely to jeopardize that income source. As we're seeing with the city right now, upset and complaining over being the shortfall of $1.5 million. This includes traffic light synchronization, which is an elimination of the unneeded lights, partial deactivation of our traffic lights during periods of low traffic, all that stuff. When properly done, traffic light synchronization decreases congestion, pollution, and fuel consumption. When red light cameras are used to make money for local governments, we have to be concerned. Many will argue that if an intersection controls are properly engineered, installed, and operated, there's very few red light violations. So if you do that, you don't need the cameras. Photo enforcement devices, they do not apprehend seriously impaired, reckless, or otherwise dangerous drivers. So how's it helping my safety? You got a drunk guy driving down the street, swerving, speeding, running the red light. He's not getting that ticket until a month later. How's that helping my safety? I tell you what, if there was a boy in blue, an officer in blue right there in that corner that pulled him over before he smashed into the car of a family of 4 and killed them all, that is improving their safety. So what they'd rather do is save money, by eliminating a police officer and going with these lights. And then when the lights have a shortfall and they're not issuing as many tickets, we'll take the money out of the city employees' pensions. So nice of them. I have to tell you, folks, you can put lipstick, if you want, on a pig, but it's still a hog, as in a cash hog for the city. Traffic cameras are for one reason and one reason only. They provide a revenue stream for the city and is another example of the Orwellian 1984 that we're experiencing, with cameras going up everywhere. So don't let these guys fool you when they're saying we're putting them up for safety. Don't let them fool you. And we're seeing that with their latest response. They're showing that it's all about the revenue by crying about this $1.5 million shortfall. So what say you, folks? Are you buying it? I say we write the damn council and tell them, get rid of the cameras. We're not happy with it. Find another way. I got an idea. Get rid of all your pet projects. Stop paying $67,000 to the security of the Selby Library, and we'll save some money. Budget. Fiscally, financially sound decisions. Not wasteful spending. This has been Francesco Abbruzzino, or Frankie, with The Scoop. Check out my daily show at theroguerant.com at 9 a.m., and I will see everybody next week.
This has been The Scoop Radio Show, sponsored by philsgang.com.
That's all, folks.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with philsgang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently and intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the philsgang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Is your money manager giving you safety and security? Wouldn't you like to make your money work harder for you? Then you should consider joining philsgang.com, where thousands of individual investors have successfully profited.
This year, I'm up 60% on my portfolio. Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Well, I just want to let you know what a great teacher you are.
For over a decade, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell have been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members.
I want to thank Donnie for market wrap. I bought 2,500 shares of AUI and sold it this morning at $820 profit.
Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.